Hi, I'm Minister Gail, and welcome to Praise Dance Today. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk about blurred lines. Blurred lines. What is blurred lines? Well, I know y'all have heard the song In the World, and I'm talking about those same blurred lines. When we are in the ministry, when we don't see the dividing line between the world and our worship. Blurred lines. It means that things are running so close together that we don't know where the world stops and where the worship begins. And that's not a good thing, people. That's not a good thing. And what prompted this video was watching on YouTube. No, I'm sorry, Facebook, the video of the dancers dancing to Jay-Z's song, and then following it up with Tasha Cobb's song, and it just wasn't good. And I don't care what anybody says. Y'all can argue me all day and night. We cannot use a song to demonstrate in our worship, to demonstrate what our sermon is supposed to be like. Not when it has cussing and all of that stuff in it. It's just not appropriate. It's just not acceptable at all. And then the big problem I have with it is that it was a dance ministry. What if he had just played the song? That would have been fine. Not, but anyway. If he had just played the song, that would have been different. But he used this ministry of dance to demonstrate this song, and to demonstrate supposedly how the world comes across, and then how it can lead into worship. Which, by the way, I listened to the whole thing. I listened to his whole sermon, and it just didn't go together at all. He didn't prove his point. There was no exegesis of the word. It just wasn't good. So we have now pimped the dance ministry and caused an uproar, for all for naught. All for naught. Let me tell you what I got here. I have from the world to worship. There is no dividing line, no separation. We are sampling music now from Christian songs. So, from world music to Christian songs. So we sampling world music to using Christian songs. We sampling dancing and dances, and we using them in our dance ministry. And I'm not talking about technique. It's nothing wrong with using ballet technique, jazz technique, African technique, as long as you use them in the framework of worship and ministry. And sometimes we have to modify things. We can't do all of the hip gyrations in jazz, but there are some fundamental jazz movements that can be utilized, and utilized well, for dance and ministry. We are buying clothes from a local store, not created for dance or dance ministry or the ministry that you're doing. They see through, and I've done a whole video about that, so I'm not going to go through all of that. But they're not kingdom clothes. And I hate to blame it on leadership. I'm not going to blame it on leadership, because I know how it is to be in leadership and what the things that we have to deal with and go through. But I'm going to say a couple of things. First of all, are you present when your dancers are dancing to these songs that are coming forth? I don't understand leadership that would allow that. And I know that particular song was asked them to do by the pastor. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, he couldn't have been fully present in what that would actually mean for the ministry of dance. Yes, that video went viral because we are out here laboring in the kingdom. We are out here pressing and pushing and praying for this ministry to be taken seriously. And now, boom, it's a setback. Because the first thing somebody gonna say is, the dance ministry, doing all of that stuff. And their movements weren't particularly anything. It's just that what they were utilizing, and that the ministry of dance was utilized to display that song. Whew. So I was just saying that your leadership has to be present. If I had a dime for every director that drops their dancers off at a workshop, or come to the workshop but don't dance, I really don't understand this. Somebody needs to explain to me, other than injury or sickness, why the directors are dropping their dancers off at workshops and conferences and classes and not taking the classes themselves. The directors themselves are late for rehearsals. They're canceling rehearsals, so there's no consistency. There's no teaching going on. I won't say no, but any, because I guess that's harsh. But yeah, I mean no, none, nada. And we're not being kingdom examples. We're not even dressing out for dance ministry rehearsals. So if we don't dance, even if we don't dance, we should still be dressed out for rehearsals, because we need to set the example. And these dancers, if they had an example, they would have themselves said, something ain't right about this. Why are we doing it? I don't feel good. Something in there, somewhere, knower, soul needed to say that was not appropriate. Leaders not studying to show themselves approved. How about this? Leaders not being leaders and giving leadership, because there are responsibilities that go along with leadership. I'm just tired of mediocrity being acceptable. I'm tired of it. I see it so many times. We have become a dance nation of anything goes. You want to do it? Let's do it. You want what happened to prayer to get the songs? We don't pray anymore to get the songs. What happened to prayer about the garments we're gonna wear? What happened to seeking the Lord about the movements that we're gonna do? What happened to getting training so we'll have a vocabulary to draw from? So I'm tired of the mediocrity, people. I'm tired of it. We are so busy copying in the world instead of being the salt and the light. The salt and the light. We're supposed to be changing the atmosphere, not being a part of the atmosphere or conforming to what the atmosphere. Romans 12:2 says, what? Be ye not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We just can't do it anymore, people. We just cannot. So, I mean, there's so many scriptures I could give you that tells us we are the called out ones. We are to be sanctified and set apart. Holy nation unto God. Holy be ye holy as God is holy. And that ministry, that dance, just blurred the lines completely, if they weren't blurred before. So, I'm sorry. I got my little rant on. And you are welcome to respond below. You are welcome to hit me up, libin1@bellsouth.net, or go to my website, gailgloverfoss.org, or even call me, leave a comment below. Love to hear from you guys, because this is what keeps me going, keep the connection going. I pray that all goes well. Hit me up. Love you. You can't do anything about it either. And I just want to remind you to carry the cross.